she did it. And when she does it, and when there's other people that are doing it, it busts that open. What takes me 8 months to do, she can do in 3 months. Because two. Thank you. So I love it. I love it.
I love it. I was a consultant when I started February 4th, marketing this to people. I triple ranked in February, March 28th to the last 2 hours.
It's just, and what was
And
that?
no, I didn't buy 5,000 baby ones.
And what was that income for your family?
March, $3,200.
$3,200.
Which is more than I made as a full-time hygienist, wrecking my body, being around chemicals.
Okay, so with that, I'm going to let you.
Anyway, that leads into my why. Awesome. So I'm going to talk about writing your why. I didn't write it for a long time, and then finally, I went to, I think it was Crown U in Tampa, and they said you have to write it down, you have to write it down. So of course, I took the challenge and I wrote it down. And basically your why should make you cry. So, Tim walks in and he's like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, I just wrote my why. He's like, what are you talking about? So anyway, my story is I did not do this to lose weight. This was for health reasons. When I was a hygienist, I was exposed to a chemical. My daughter was born with 2 severe birth defects. And I always believed that that chemical was still in me. And then the last 2 years have been a nightmare. I had severe gastritis. I had precancerous lesions removed from this side, arthritis in my hand, just a whole host of just nasty things. And $25,000 later. That's why when people tell me this is so expensive, I'm telling you, it's not as expensive, or as hard as number 1, an upper GI, a lower GI, emergency room visits because the gastritis left me on the floor passed out. Good thing he's a big guy. He could carry me around. So anyway, you have to write it down. And those days when you're just like, oh, I just don't want to do this. I'm discouraged. Like, no one wants this stuff. You have to read it. Look at it. Read it again. Read it every single day. And when you're asked to give a testimonial, I'm not a public speaker at all. But when you get up there and you're talking to your friends, you just speak from your heart. Tell them your heart, and your story will sell. That's all you have to do. So what I included is basically you start from the beginning. What brought you to your first healthy happy hour? What made you try your first transformation? What did you hope that Purium might help you with? And then you just go through, what happened. Don't start before day 3 or 4, by the way. What happened on day 3? What happened on day 5? Did you lose weight? Did you whatever? So mine was by day 3, I was up by 4:30 in the morning going, I'm awake. I was like finally alive and I could do it. It was awesome. By day 5, I think I lost only 3 pounds, but my energy continued. And then I think it was day 7 that it felt like my hands had been oiled. And I had such bad arthritis, it was getting worse and getting worse. All the inflammation, I guess, had gone away. But by day 10, excuse me, the acid reflux was gone after I had it since I was 18. And then, yeah, sorry, Dr. G. That's why when my doctor told me on New Year's Eve, she's like, you can never have alcohol again. You can never have this, you can never have that. You're going to end up with throat cancer because it was so, it was just bright red, it was awful. So, anyway, you have to go through that. I usually say day 3, 5, and 10 is good to include. And then, of course, what was your final weight loss? Because people want to hear that also. And then, basically, your why, for why you want to share this with people. What is your mission? What is your goal with Purium? Mine is because I was just so sick of being sick, and number 2, paying doctors, and just, I missed out on my daughter's 4th birthday party. I was upstairs laying down, just curled up all. It was awful for my stomach. So, anyway, another thing that's great about Purium is it makes you kind of self-analyze and overcome your stuff, I'll say. So mine was not just the health side, but the public speaking side. Not selling, but sharing this with people. It's difficult sometimes. So they just encourage you to get on the mastermind calls, do what is difficult for you, and you're growing, you're stretching, and you're getting better. And I always say, no negative self-talk, as hard as that is. Just knock it right out of your brain. If you are having a bad day, call your upline, get advice, let them coach you, let them give you advice. They're not there for you to, complain complain to or whatever, you know, they can say, this is what's happening, this is what you need to do, or maybe try this, try that. They'll give you ideas of what maybe you could do. And another one for me is no excuses. I mean, I have every excuse in the world not to do this, but as soon as you put it in your head that you can, you do. That's why I set goals that are like ridiculously high, because then I'm held accountable. And that's also why I bought my airplane flight ticket the second week of March, I think it was. First week of March?
You did it first week.
First week, and just
Because
tell
I
them how
knew-
much your BV was that week when you.
5,000?
She only had
I was
5,000
determined that I was
BV.
going to get there. And you need 15,000. So, and I did.
That is a leap
It
of
took
faith,
to the
people.
last, I don't know,
The last second.
couple hours.
We were all there to attack you.